Greetings everyone. After a bit of research, I've finally decided which camera I want to try out first to replace my Arlo Pro cameras that, well, thanks to Arlo policy, are no longer functional. I mean, the cameras are perfectly good. But anyway, I'm going to be using TP-Link's Tapo brand, C230 are the ones I'm going to try. These are going to be two indoor cameras. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to test these out. This video, the next video, we may get around to the install. So the original plan was to replace the living room camera and the family room camera, but I ran into a bit of a snag. Arlo's new policy about not letting you reconnect the Pro 1s and the Pro 2s. If I move the living room camera back where it needs to go to fill in a missing spot, I won't be able to reconnect it to the other hub. So I'm stuck this time around doing the extension and the family room camera. They're both on the same hub, and then I can take other cameras from that hub to fill in the missing spots. Even though there's less and less functionality as every day goes by, again, Arlo policy. Now I haven't done the install yet because I haven't received the wall mounts. They should be coming in a couple days, but I'm not going to let that stop me from actually testing out the cameras, so I'm going to place them in close to where they're going to be mounted. They won't be up, they'll be down on the ground, but they'll be close. I'm going to power them up, I'm going to run them through their paces, I'm going to test the phone app to make sure that I can connect to them with the phone app. I want to do it on both Wi-Fi and cellular, and I want to try it from outside of my Wi-Fi range. And then the next step is going to be testing the RTSP protocol. I'm going to be using VLC on my laptop. Again, I'm going to do it on Wi-Fi. I'm going to do it through a direct connect. And then I'm going to take my laptop outside away from the building and try the, I'll connect it up through my cell phone and try the tail scale to see if I can connect remotely to the RTSP stream. Anyway, that's the plan, so I guess I better get to it and get these things tested, and then after that, hopefully the wall mounts will be here and I can go ahead and do the install. First thing we want to do is talk about parts. Parts and other tools we're going to need. So first, our project parts list. We're going to need our cameras, which we ordered. TP-Link Tapo C230 indoor camera with pan and tilt. And then we ordered the wall mounting brackets, still waiting on, but they should be coming any day now. 1 meter power cord extensions. Well, technically they sent me 2 meter cords, but I guess longer is better than shorter, so I don't know if I'm going to need them or not, but it's good to have them. The extra length can't hurt. Then we've got the adhesive raceways to run the wire through on the walls. These are white. I wanted about 6 meters. However, the smallest package I could find was 12 meters. So that's what I got. If I go through a lot more camera installs, then yeah, I'll have some stuff to work with there. Let's see what else. Assorted hand tools. I'm going to need a hammer drill and carbide drill bits. This is a cement wall I'm drilling into, so a regular drill and regular drill bits are not going to work, so you got to make sure you got the right tools for the right job. Level, measuring tape, straight edge, Phillips head screwdriver, a ladder, extension cord, a real power extension cord for the drill and things. The TP-Link phone application and an RTSP application. I'm going to be using VLC. And there's some other miscellaneous stuff like pencils, pens, erasers, things like that. But that's generally the tools I'm going to need. Okay, the next step is, our next step is to unbox everything. Deliveries here in the Philippines, they generally want video if you're going to make a complaint about something being wrong. So it's good I'm making this video, as I can videotape myself unpacking them. So first the cameras, black bubble wrap, here they are. It's the box. Let's go ahead and open the box up, remove the plastic wrap. We've got, what have we got inside here? We've got a Tapo scan QR code for setup guide. I'm guessing this is for the application on the phone. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the application. And this will, if you scan the code with your camera, it'll install it. We've got, oh, here's another setup instruction. This is actually physically installing the camera. That's not bad, a few extra pages. I've seen worse. We've got some legal stuff, and then this is a template. Yeah, it goes with this mounting platform. So yeah, we're not going to be using the template since we've got wall mounts. We've also got some hardware in here, power adapter brick, and finally the camera. All right, this is the TP-Link Tapo C230 camera. Power on the back, you got a speaker on the back, there's a microphone here somewhere, there's an SD card slot somewhere. Okay, that's the camera. Let's move on and look at the next bag, which by the size of it I'm guessing contains the extension cords. Yes, 2 extension cords, and like I say, these were a little longer. I was expecting 1 meter long, and these are actually 2 meters long. Next up, we've got our raceways. Raceways, these are adhesive raceways. You stick them to the wall and you run your wires through them to hide the wires, sort of, kind of, or at least make them less obvious. And like I say, I got 12 meters of stuff. I only needed about 6 for this particular install, but this was the smallest package they had. Interestingly, and it's something I noticed with Shopee, not so much on Lazada, but you get equivalent stuff. This is not the raceway I was looking at. It will work, so it's equivalent. Same with the connector cables. I ordered 1 meter. Well, power cables, I ordered 1 meter cables. I got 2 meter cables, so yeah, equivalent. Yeah. Okay, that's the unboxing. Let's go ahead and get our phone set up here. We'll download and open the Tapo app by TP-Link. If you don't have a TP-Link account, you're going to have to create one. I've used other TP-Link devices, so I actually have a TP-Link account. And I'm just going to log in. Okay, we're logged in now. We're going to go ahead and plug the camera in and let it run through its paces. On the app, we're going to hit the camera icon in the lower corner. We're going to scroll through the list and find our C230 camera and select it. It'll do the pan and tilt, and then it'll come back to the front position, and it'll be flashing a red and green light. Well, it's supposed to do that. If it's not doing that, you may want to unplug the camera for a couple of minutes and plug it back in to retry. And if that doesn't work, if you rotate the lens upwards next to the micro SD slot, you'll find a reset button where you can reset the camera and try again. Anyway, once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and enable in the app. And what we're going to have to do here, well, it's asking to turn on location. I can sort of see why it needs this for initial setup. I don't know if it needs to be on all the time, unless you're doing their cloud emergency service stuff. There's probably different restrictions and rules for different countries, so it may need this initially. I'm not sure. I'll have to do some research on that. So again, now it tells us to power up and check the camera. We did that already. I haven't installed an SD card yet. That's one thing I want to note. Next, you're going to want to connect, once the camera's up and running, you want to connect your phone to the camera's Wi-Fi. It's going to be 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi, and it's going to have a name reflecting your camera. There's mine, Tapo Care. Once it's connected, it's going to try and set your device. It'll say find your device. If you're connecting directly to it, it should be easy to find and then set up. And one of the things it's going to do with setup is going to transfer it to your router's Wi-Fi, your hotspot's Wi-Fi, whatever the Wi-Fi is you're using. Again, 2.4 gigahertz, you're going to have to provide a password. It's going to check this, allow you to check this stuff before you continue. And you say next. You're going to type in a device name. I should note that anything you're doing during the setup wizard, you could redo later from the properties set up for the camera. So don't worry so much about the name you're going to type in. Icon, don't worry about that so much, just pick one. It's one of the things we have fun with in Linux, at least I do, is too many choices. Well, yeah, there was really no need for an icon, but whatever. Now, set up local storage. We're going to need the SD card, since we're not using cloud storage. So if we rotate the lens up, underneath is an SD card slot. We're going to go ahead and insert it. And then we're going to format it through the app. And that's it. The camera's set up and running. That was not hard at all. Working pretty good on the phone, yeah. Nice sharp picture. Pan and tilt works. We'll do some additional testing later, but yeah, everything update, yeah. And that's it. There's the, there it is. Okay, next step. So the next thing we want to do is test the RTSP, or real-time streaming protocol. So we're going to need to go into advanced settings for our camera, which is just scroll down to the bottom of your list and you should see something for advanced settings. Now, first thing we want to do is select network, and we're going to want to write down our network IP address because this was handed out by our router. It's running DHCP, or the Dynamic Host Control Protocol, but when I actually get these mounted permanently, in addition to changing the camera password and some other stuff, I'm going to do static IP addresses for all the cameras. But for right now, you need this IP address. Next one you want to go to is account, and you're going to want to create an account on the camera. That's a camera account. For a test, it really doesn't matter which one we're using or what we name it, what we do the password. I'm keeping it simple in this case. I will be changing this when I mount these more permanently, but for testing, test or two, that's fine. We're just testing the camera. And we'll give an easy to remember password. Okay, at this point, we can go ahead and fire up VLC on our computer. Then we're going to want to go under Media, and we're going to want to go down to the Open Media Networks. We're going to want to go down to the Open Network Stream. Now, instead of HTTP or anything like that, we are going to type RTSP : your username. Well, it'll be a colon, your username, colon, your password, an @ your IP address, colon, port 554. Yeah, I've done the test. You need to have the port number in there. And then /stream1. There's also a stream 2, which is a lower resolution stream. And hey, there we go. Now we're watching the camera through VLC on our computer. If I wanted to test some of the other standard protocols on the camera, I need to set up a server that would be able to recognize pan and tilt, but there's another protocol the camera supports that allows you to do that. Using Arlo, I noticed most of my work was done through the phone app, so I'm not real sure how important it is to set that up, but just for future something to do, I might actually build a server and try and set that up, but not right now. Okay, before we finish up, I want to talk a little bit about network thoughts, what I'm doing on my network specifically. So we've got two cameras, one in the family room, one in the extension. They're not permanently mounted yet. That'll happen when I get the wall mounts. And we've got my router, wireless with 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz is connected to my ISP via fiber, or it could be cable, whatever, but it's connected to your ISP. The cameras talk Wi-Fi to the router, out to the ISP, to the internet, to the Tapo server, which you access. So you've got a phone, cell phone, or a laptop computer. If these are on the internet, they can access the Tapo server, and you can control and watch things on the cameras. So again, what I've tested is hardwired on the laptop with Wi-Fi. On the cell phone, I've tested Wi-Fi, and I've tested cellular data, and I've done the cellular data at another location. So the last thing to test is hardwired or Wi-Fi from your laptop at another location, and let me explain that one. Another piece I've got on my network is a Tailscale subnet router, which is hooked up to the Tails network, which I can also connect with my laptop using the Tailscale client. So I can get on Wi-Fi at your coffee shop, or I can get on plug into my brother's router at a different house, whatever. And if I fire up the Tailscale client, I can get onto my local network and actually access the RTSP stream from either camera. So that's the last thing I really wanted to test, and specifically it's because I have a Tailscale subnet router. You could also use, what's the other one? Cloudflare. Yeah, you can also use Cloudflare, no trust tunneling. That would also work. I found Tailscale a little more flexible, a little more convenient for me, but that's up to you. Okay, here's these just came in, the wall mounts. So let me get these unpacked, and we can see the wall mount itself. Each wall mount has some hardware in with it in this plastic bag. We've also got some extra, this is the same mount that was in the camera kit. So I've got extra ones, and it's also got hardware. So we got plenty of hardware, screws and wall anchors for this. And yeah, these are the wall mounts we're going to be using. And we're going to mount the cameras upside down from them. I guess technically we could actually mount it right side up too, but yeah. So that's going to be part of the install next time I do a camera video. Okay, that's it. We've got the cameras hooked up. We've got them working via cell phone, via Wi-Fi, via Direct Connect. We've got the Arlo, excuse me, not Arlo. We're getting away from Arlo. We got the Tapo protocol working. That's through the camera app. And we've got the RTSP protocol working through the VLC on my laptop. So yeah, we've basically hit all our objectives now. The only thing left to do is install the actual cameras in place and test them out for a few weeks, see how they work, and then move on for replacing other cameras. So far so good. Like I say, the camera is working. It's working good. Actually, I did 2 cameras, so yeah. So the good news is, while I was editing this video before I got to this epilogue part, I did actually get the wall mounts in, so I'll throw those in before ending this video to show you what I exactly got, and then I go ahead and do the install. And well, I got to figure out how to get the camera up there high on the wall to record the install, but yeah, that's something for me to figure out before the next video. Well, before the next video on this subject. I'm going to be probably doing another one on Obsidian before that. But anyways, if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll see you all next time around.